Well, new this morning on AM Extra, over the past year, a new treatment was approved by the FDA to help fight Alzheimer's. It's called lecanemab. It's shown to help those currently living with the disease.
Now, a new study right here in Portland is trying to find out if the medicine can help prevent Alzheimer's disease. Joining us live is Oregon Health and Science University Community Outreach Specialist Charles Fennell. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, tell us about the Alzheimer's research that's going on at OHSU and why this research is so important.
Yes, definitely. So just to begin, I believe Alzheimer's disease research is important because Alzheimer's disease is important. This is a disease that affects 6.7 billion people nationwide, 69,000 people here in Oregon. And I don't know if that number is large or small out of context, but if you ask viewers at home or ask anyone in the neighborhood to consider if they know somebody with the disease, you'll be surprised at how many people do. And not only that, Alzheimer's disease research is the only way to produce a survivor of Alzheimer's disease. No one has been diagnosed with the disease and lived to see a day without it. And at Oregon Health and Science University, at the Oregon Alzheimer's Disease Research Center, we're doing a lot of different research, clinical, observational, culturally specific, to find ways to impact different communities and fight this disease.
That's so important. And, there is a lot of hope as we see this research yielding new potential treatments, new drugs like lecanemab. People might remember hearing some controversy in headlines about this drug. So what do you want viewers to know about this study in particular and about lecanemab as it's now being used in more of this research?
Yes, definitely. What I'd like viewers to know about lecanemab and about the AHEAD study is that this is the only study that can test whether or not lecanemab can intervene before future memory loss. So imagine, being in the Pacific Northwest, if we could identify the spark of a forest fire before the entire forest was set aflame. That's what lecanemab and what the AHEAD study is trying to do when it comes to identifying the toxic proteins that sit on top of the brain and are the catalysts for Alzheimer's disease. If we can get ahead of those, can we get ahead of Alzheimer's disease?
You need subjects for a study like this. So who are you looking for? Who is the AHEAD study looking for to be a part of this study?
Yes, we're looking for everybody, but more specifically, everybody 55 and older at higher risk. Maybe if you have a family history or if you identify in a specific demographic that is at higher risk for Alzheimer's disease. One of the important things about research and kind of my role within the center is knowing that Black people, Indigenous people, and people of color experience Alzheimer's disease up to 2 times more than white people. So we're looking for people who are at higher risk for Alzheimer's disease, because if they're not in the literature, if they're not in the treatments, then we can't identify whether or not the treatments work sufficiently for these different demographics.
Yes.
And if we'd like to talk about, if you'd like to learn more, please visit theaheadstudy.org to learn more about these tailored doses and how to get involved.
So important to make sure that BIPOC groups, that women, that some of those people that have been left out of scientific study in the past are really part of that representative sample. Is there any risk to folks if they haven't yet been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but as you said, maybe they have a family risk, a history there? Any risk to getting involved with research? Anything that they would need to be worried about being a part of the study?
I believe that the risk would be identified by our study team. Before we involve you within the medicine, before we get you too far within the study, we go ahead and assess your risk via blood tests and other cognitive assessments, but also we look at different things going on about your family history and your genetics and whatnot, and determine if you'd be a good fit for the study. And we do this around all of our research at the Oregon Alzheimer's Disease Research Center.
Well, we're almost out of time, but briefly, how can people who are interested in the study get a hold of you?
Yes, so please visit aheadstudy.org or contact us at the Latent Aging and Alzheimer's Disease Center at Oregon Health and Science University. We'd love to talk to you even just about dementia, about Alzheimer's, and about research, and get you comfortable with these subjects before moving you into a research trial.
Yeah, such important research to be done, and we appreciate you helping get the word out this morning. Charles, thanks so much for joining us. Good to talk with you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And of course, we'll post this interview along with some of the resources. If you're interested in learning more about the AHEAD study, just go to the AM Extra section of KOIN.com.